Hello everybody and welcome back to Magical Melody. In this video I'm going to be going over mining, finally. I've put it off for a little while now, but I'm here to do the tutorial for it. Mining is very simple in this game, and the two tools I've brought with me is my hoe and my hammer. Now, I haven't really done a whole lot of mining yet because I only have 3 spaces to keep stuff in my rucksack when I have 2 tools, so it's not all that profitable at the moment. Mining takes a lot of work and a lot of time to do and a lot of stamina, so in the beginning it's not an ideal way to make money. However, it is a lot of fun, and later on in the game it's great. So come in here with a hammer and you'll be able to descend. There are 100 floors on each of the mines. This is the mine that is the regular one. There's another mine that appears in wintertime only. So each floor is going to be laid out like this. It's going to have a gradual shadow, making it dark because you are underground. There's crystals. These ones usually contain gems. Rocks usually contains ores. There's cracks on the floor, which will either bring you down a couple of floors or will shoot you up. So it's an easy way to make progress by dropping down a couple of floors, or it can really mess you up and send you skyrocketing a couple of floors, ruining a lot of your progress. So it's a 50-50 chance you'll get an up and or a down. So 2 things you can do in the mine is you can hit rocks with your hammer. So you can see I got a piece of ore here, so I just tuck it into my bag. The important thing to remember about mining is that if you get something, you have to pick it up right away because it will disappear. Now this is very similar to Tree of Tranquility's and Animal Parade's model of mining, actually very similar. There's also gas in the mines. As you see, there is a big black puff of smoke that I avoided. Black will make you go blind. It will make the shadow around you grow smaller. There's also purple gas, which confuses you and turns all of your controls around. Orange gas is paralysis. You'll be forced to stay in one spot, and that's not really a nuisance. It's more of just like a waste of time because you have to stand there and just wait for it to wear off. So not the worst one, but definitely not a lot of fun. Pink recharges your stamina, which is absolutely fantastic, especially on later levels. It's really great to have. And then finally you have yellow gas, which makes you run around a lot faster. And I actually got a note. The destruction note. There are times when making things and breaking things seem to be the same. A note of strength and destruction. And I do believe you get that for smashing open 20 rocks, but I could be wrong, so let's take a look. Yeah. Receive for crushing stones, rocks, sticks, etc. So if you keep using your hammer, you'll eventually get this note. There's a couple of notes you can get by mining and by using your hammer. There's a note for going down to the lowest level of both of the mines. There's also a note for shipping a bunch of stuff and things like that. So now that you get the general idea, let's see what we can do. If you handle one of these cracks, we can go down from the 2nd level to the 4th level. Now you notice my character had a little exclamation point above her head. When you get an exclamation point, it means that you're going to go down, and when your character has a question mark above their head, it means you will automatically be shot up. So keep that in mind. Ore actually sells for a surprising amount of money in this game. So it's not a bad way to make profit. The reason I said it was a bad way to make profit in the beginning of the video is just because it's so time consuming, because you have to come down here, you'll get a couple pieces, and then you gotta come back down here again and get a couple more pieces and keep running back and forth, which is a bit of a pain. So apart from breaking apart rocks, if you bring your hoe in here, you can also dig into the ground, and by digging into the ground you might be able to randomly find money. And if you walk over the big pile of money, you'll be able to pick it up, and it automatically goes into your pile of money that you already have. You can also mine a couple of other things. And I got another note. Awesome. Cultivation. Plowing the land, breathing heavily, a note of repeated reserve strength. Which is basically just using my hoe a whole bunch. And this is actually how I got my hoe leveled up. was I just came in here and I hit the ground like crazy, and I was able to actually get some potato roots. I might not be able to find one, but there are these roots in the mine, and if you eat them, it's a type of medicine, and you'll be able to recover all of your stamina. But I'm not going to be able to find one, which is unfortunate, because I'm definitely just going to run out of stamina right quick here. But in the ground, you'll be able to find clay, potato roots, like I said, and you'll also be able to find money. So it's worth digging in the ground as well if you feel like you want to get a free piece of energy. You might be able to find a root, eat it, and then you can keep on mining. If you didn't bring any items with you, you can get free money out of it, and clay is used to unlock a character, and it's also used for other things later on. So that's about all I'll be able to show off for mining. It's pretty self-explanatory. I've explained most of the most important points, and I hope to mine later on when I'm actually able to, when I have more stamina, better tools, and more space in my rucksack available to me. So if you climb up the ladder, you have to go all the way back up to the surface. You can't just go up one floor. So if you feel like you need to go up a floor, you either have to hit some steam and get shot upwards, or you have to take the stairs to the surface and work your way back down to the floor you want to get to. So mining is a lot easier to go down than to go up. So that's it for that mine. That is better for ores. The winter mine is absolutely fantastic. It's like the biggest money-making thing in the game, in my opinion. Once we hit winter, I'm going to be hitting the winter mine every single day, because the amount of jewels you can find is just ridiculous. But to close out this video, I think we will go and visit the Harvest Goddess. Now that I got all of those notes without even realizing it, we have more than 10, and we'll be able to make our second musical instrument for her. So let's bring these back to the sprites. They'll be happy, I'm sure. And we still have our Maramba sitting up there. Congratulations! And then I think he actually says the same thing. He just kind of reminds you, when you collect 5 notes, they become a musical instrument. He really wants to pound that into our heads, I guess. So now he's going to take another 5 of our notes. And this time we're going to get another instrument made for us. We get a set of drums. Although they probably have a different name for it. It's a timpani? I have 0 to slim musical knowledge, so pardon my ignorance for you musically inclined people out there who are frustrated. Either way, that's our second instrument. And we're inching our way closer to unfreezing the goddess. So that's it for that. I'm now going to head to my house. I've got a couple of pieces of ore here in my inventory. And I can either sell those or I can keep them. Now the really good thing in this game I found as well is that it's very easy to find all different kinds of ore. In Animal Parade, it can be a really big struggle to get that piece that you want. It's very hard to find rare ore. It's very hard to find gold ore. But in this game, they literally hand it out like it's candy, which I think is great because it makes it feel like mining is really worth your while. If I ship this gold ore, for example, just the ore on its own is worth $150. Which is great, and I'm not going to have a hard time finding more of that ore, so I have absolutely no problem shipping that and making a profit, because I can go back to that mine, and guaranteed I'll be able to find that no problem. You guys notice I was also in the top level of the mine. I wasn't even that far down, I wasn't even 10 floors down, and I was already finding silver and gold ore, which I think is pretty awesome. Now, we unfortunately don't have any means of upgrading our tools right now. There's a couple of tools that I can upgrade. I think I can upgrade my hoe, and I'm getting very, very close to being able to upgrade my watering can and my axe to a bronze level. So this game, there's 5 different levels. You've got just a regular iron quality, then bronze, then silver, then gold, and then you have rare tools that are the best in the game. So that model is also very, very similar in a lot of Harvest Moon games. And they're very, very easy to upgrade. You just have to use the tools a lot. And you can also put ore into your shelves, which I think is really cool. So if you do want to start a ore collection for when you're able to upgrade, you can see here I've got a piece of copper, I've got a piece of gold, and I've got a piece of silver, which is awesome. If I get a tool really, really highly upgraded, I can just come to my shelf and I can upgrade it 3 times, bam, 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 because I have the ore for it. So unfortunately, ore doesn't stack. So if you want to have 5 pieces of silver, it's going to take up 5 slots, so just keep that in mind. But there is a lot of space on the shelf, and you don't need a lot of ore to upgrade tools. So mining's important if you want to upgrade your tools mostly. Gems can make you a lot of money, and I really, really love mining in Harvest Moon games. If you've watched me in any of my previous playthroughs, you will know that mining is something that I do a lot of, and I really enjoy doing it. So hopefully you guys found that tutorial helpful and straightforward. If you need any more help, just leave a comment and I will try and get back to you. That's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.